New boss is annoyed with me for working part-time at my part-time job. I, 28F, started a new job at a small company about 3 months ago. For context, I have about 7 years of experience in another field but left due to health reasons. I took a few months off to rest and decided to look for a part-time job, which is how I landed here. These health reasons will affect me for the rest of my life, which is important for the story. My new boss is unaware of this. The job ad stated Wednesday through Friday. 85. $17 per hour. Perfect for me as I was looking for 3 days a week. It was listed as warehouse and delivery work. I took the job and I genuinely enjoy it. However, I have started taking on more responsibility, including some accounting, inventory, and sales, on top of my daily delivery route. Fine by me. I like to be productive, but I'm aware that I deserve more compensation for these additional responsibilities. I have already noticed my boss making passive-aggressive comments about how I only work 3 days a week. Strange, because he decided on that schedule. Anyway, the other day as I was leaving he said, "Enjoy your 4-day weekend," and rolled his eyes, using a passive-aggressive tone. I quickly reminded him that it was his idea for me to work that schedule. He replied with, "No, it wasn't." Quote, confused. I said, "The job posting said Wednesday through Friday. Didn't you write that?" He said, "Well, yeah, but I was having trouble finding someone to work full-time. I figured I'd get you in the door part-time, and you'd eventually want full-time." I told him I would not be doing that. He sarcastically replied with, "Must be nice to be retired at 28." Quote, he then went on to add that he was looking to hire a retired person for this job to do light work, but found me instead. I am doing much more than light work, and he just admitted to me that I'm making light work pay. I did not disclose my health reasons for needing to work part-time, and I'd really rather not. I genuinely enjoy this job, so I don't want to run, but I'd like some advice on how to handle this guy's behavior. I want to respond to that conversation effectively and quickly when I get back to work next week. What do you guys think? What would you do? Thanks. I'd address the elephant in the room. Can you be happy with my performance if you know I am only available for 3 days a week? Or should we figure out what will meet both of our needs? Quote, better to talk about it in the open. If he really wants a full-time person, you probably don't want to be blindsided when he finds someone and replaces you. His passive-aggressive comments indicate he's not a mature manager. I'd be looking for other warning signs. In the meantime, it sure wouldn't hurt to start looking a little bit for other opportunities. You don't have to take the first one you find, or even the 17th one. Is he the owner or just a manager? The way you describe how he talks reminds of my old boss who was the owner of a painting company in a small town. These types of people will speak their mind regardless of how it comes off, and will act accordingly because they're the law with their business and will quickly let you go at a whim's notice too. I got let go, and then had to file for unemployment, and the MF tried to lie and say I quit. Had to take him to court and thankfully won, but golly was it a headache. I'd tread lightly and maybe look elsewhere in the meantime. If he told you all of that, I'm sure he's looking to replace you if he's able to find more people to hire. I am disabled, so I can only work part-time. Not just because of physical limitations but also because I can't lose Medicare. I can't work enough to get insurance from work, and if I work too much and lose Medicare I won't be able to work at all. I talked about this at interviews, and it actually is a good selling point because a lot of times people take part-time jobs thinking they can get more hours later, so bosses usually like to hear that I'm not going to want full-time and I'm not going to keep looking for a full-time job after they hire me. I really only want part-time. So this one law office I applied to a couple years ago, I told her about that. But I was also volunteering at the time, and I told her that most of the court hearings I would have to go to would be in the morning, but if they schedule it in the afternoon I could just come in and work the first half of the day instead of the second if that works for them. I explained that my disability involves my neck, which means I can't lift or carry heavy things. They hired me. Then the following week they wanted me to come in and pack boxes and help move the office upstairs. I actually ended up calling out sick after a couple days because I did try to pack boxes and I was in so much pain I couldn't move. They got really annoyed with me and I was like, look, you hired me to be a legal secretary, not a mover. If you were told me that my job involves moving the office to the 4th floor, I never would have applied. They ended up letting me go. I was so grateful, though that was such an awful job. I recently left a very similar situation. Too much is too much. Best to walk before it gets really bad. If I was in your position, I'd stop with the extra work. Do no more than what you were hired for. When questioned about it, be straight with them. If they want extra work and extra days from you, they have to be prepared to pay more. Most likely this will result in them letting you go, so I'd be looking for other work now. Regardless, I don't think there's gonna be any happy outcome from this situation. But I believe pettiness deserves pettiness in return, and I'd just enjoy annoying them with it while still there. Passive-aggressive coward. He could have simply asked you if you would like more hours and recognized that you're doing good work for him. He got more than he expected and then gets greedy? He is quite ungrateful. I had a really incompetent assistant manager at my last job. Got brought up to the office to have a talk. He was very displeased with me because I didn't work weekends. He said everybody always asked why I was so special that I didn't have to. I reminded him, did you tell them I negotiated that when I was hired because I'm a single mom? His jaw dropped and he quickly tried to backpedal. He also mentioned how, if short-handed, they knew better than to call me in. Again, I had to remind him, you've never called me in. Not once in 2 years. So how would you know what my response would be? Incompetent managers will twist themselves into pretzels to avoid actually taking responsibility, and would much rather try to make it out the employee is doing something wrong. The joke's on him. He's about to be investigated for discrimination and he'll lose his job because of it. Take that, dick. The best thing you can do is ignore it. It will drive him crazy. Next time he says, have a good 4-day weekend, just say thank you and keep walking. This guy lied about his intentions when hiring you, then uses passive-aggressive tactics to try to coerce you into working full-time. He's already pushed more work on you without compensating you for the additional work and responsibility. He'll have no problem kicking you to the curb and acting like you're at fault when he finds a sucker who he can bully into the full-time position. He'll do everything possible to avoid unemployment if you try to file. Get ahead of it, and move on while you can do so on your own terms. I would be looking for another job as your manager is not happy with you, as he has made clear. I would say, you want my work or not? Quote. And I would really stop doing anything beyond contract. Anything he would ask. Roll your eyes and say, pay me more? Quote. I hope you don't leave. Why don't you have some fun ridiculing that guy? Acts smug. Show condescension. Smirk when he says enjoy you 4 weekdays off. Could also be considered false advertising. Posting a full-time job as part-time, hoping you can convince or cajole the taker into working full-time. Print out your job description and carry it with you at all times to check if what he wants you to do is part of your function. Refuse if it isn't, or talk about a higher wage for more responsibilities. After 8 years in the military, I refuse to punch someone's clock. Staying home with my babies is much easier. I work 3 10-hour days per week and my manager is not a dick about it. But there is a little of that, enjoy your 4-day weekend, and questions about what I do with the rest of my time. Some people just don't understand not wanting to hustle for every last penny you can get, I suppose. I don't let it bother me. I'm lucky that they can't really do anything. I'm union. I'm protected. And I get paid $30 per hour for order picking, forklift work. It's pretty sweet.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.